Lecture 3, Monetary System. So now before we go to Lecture 3, please recall the structure of the subject macroeconomics. After we finish data of economy, including GDP, CPI, and unemployment, now we will go to explain the behavior of the economy in three aspects: the money system, the financial system, and the open economy. The main content of this lecture, monetary system, include firstly, basic issues of money, second, money creation, and third, monetary transmission mechanism. So now, the basic issues of money. Firstly is the definition of money. The most simple definition for money is that money is the medium of exchange. So it means that when we exchange for goods and services, we often use money as a medium. Another broader definition for money is that money is the set of assets used for buying goods and services. So now we can now we can give some example for what are the money we use in the real life for buying goods and services. Firstly, we often use coins like this. And second, we use banknote. So these are money in today's time. Another type of money used to be used in history are some kind of some kind of commodity. For example, in Vietnam in 1940s, we used to use paddy, or in Soviet Union in 1990, they used to use cigarettes as money. So it means that a commodity can be used as money, can be used to exchange for another commodity. It depends on the condition in the economy. For this kind of money, commodity money, it has intrinsic value. But today, when we use coins or banknotes, they has no intrinsic value, and it is money just because of a government decree. When the government have a decree and it says that these are money, it is legal and we can use it to exchange for goods and services. So it become money. And these type of money are the fiat money. It includes currency. The currency may be in the form of coins or in the form of banknotes. These are currency or cash. Another type of fiat money are demand deposit. It means that when we open a bank account, you will put some money in the deposit. So your money, the amount of money equal to the balance in the account. And this is money as well as the cash. So now we have today's money. Today's money is the fiat money, including currency and demand deposit. Currency may be in the form of coins or banknote, and demand deposit is the balance in your bank account. But remember, another type of card, not the ATM card like this, is the credit cards. The credit cards is just a certificate to say that you may borrow money from the bank to buy something for the payment, and after maybe 1 month or some period of time, you have to pay back the money to the bank. So this is not your money. And it also means that the credit card is not money. So now, the money stock include only two types of money, currency or cash, and demand deposit is the balance in the bank account. When we use money as a medium of exchange, it's just one function of money. Besides the first function, the medium of exchange, money can be used as the unit of account. It means that we can use money to measure the value of something or the value of the debt, or we can use money to count the value of many types of goods and services to compute GDP, for example. And the third functions of money is a store of value. When you hold money, you also hold the value. You don't have to buy goods and services at the same time when you have money. But for this function, be careful that the store of value won't be deteriorated if there is inflation. It means that when the goods and services price increase, so the value of money reduces. And with the same amount of money, we cannot buy the same amount of goods and services. So now we will measure how much money do we have in the economy based on the three terms of money. The measure of money stock has three types, M0, M1, and M2. M0 includes only cash. M1 includes not only cash or currency, but also the bank account or the deposit in your bank, including demand deposit, traveler's check, and other kind of checkable deposit. A broader money stock is M2. M2 include everything in M1 and some more. Firstly, saving deposit, small term deposit, money market mutual funds, and a few minor categories. So now we will measure how much money do we have in the economy. And the common term of money is M1. From this section, we will measure the amount of money in the economy as M1. Money creation. How much money do we have in the economy? In fact, M1 includes two types of money, cash and demand deposit. The cash, as you can see here, is created by the central bank. And we always see the name of central bank in the banknote. What about the demand deposit? It is not issued by the central bank, but it is issued by the commercial bank. So when we talk about M1, including cash and demand deposit, these two types of money are created by the two-tier banking system, including the first tier is the central bank, and the second tier is the commercial bank. Please read carefully from your textbook to see the characteristic of central bank and commercial bank. And here, when we measure the amount of money, we will focus on the role of central bank as issue money. And the money issued by central bank is called money base. And the basic rule for commercial bank is that they will borrow money from the public and then lend one part of the money. When they borrow money, they create the second type of money is the demand deposit. So now, let's look at a simple model for the money creation. In the first step, the central bank issues money base. Please recall that money base are the money created by the central bank, and we always see the name of central bank in the money base. This money base may be held by public, and this type of money is called cash. We use CU to stand for cash or currency. Another part of money base is held in the form of reserve in commercial bank. So now we say that money base is held in two forms, currency or cash and reserve. When public do not hold currency anymore, they may use one part of currency to open bank account, and one part of the currency become demand deposit. Bank do not hold 100% of this money. They will hold one part. This is reserve. And the other part is to lend. It's the loan. If we say that the reserve ratio is RR, so the amount of money to reserve equal reserve ratio multiplied with the demand deposit. The rest of money after reserve is 1 minus RR times deposit is the amount of money to lend. And when commercial bank lend this amount of money, this will be in the form of currency. And so now, at this step, we can count the amount of money include, firstly, currency, second, demand deposit, and third, another currency. So it seems that the amount of money is now higher than money base. And if the amount of money lent is now used to open another account in the bank, so it means that the currency here become demand deposit again. And the currency in the second step is also be distributed into reserve and lending. And so if this process continue, we will have the increasing demand deposit. It also means that we have increasing money supply or money stock in the economy. So now for simplicity, we will have the formula for money stock in the economy. The money stock in the economy includes two types of money, currency and demand deposit. And MS is money stock in the economy. This money stock is created from the money base B, and money base is held in two forms, currency and reserve. Currency means the cash held by public, and reserve is held by the commercial bank. This amount of money is held in the commercial bank is not ready for payment. So the reserve is not the part of money stock because it is not ready or not used for payment. And now, if we know that the central bank issue money base like this, so how do we compute money supply? The money supply is money base multiplied with something. And this is M1, MM. The MM is the ratio of MS and B. Money supply and money base. So what is MM? Now, if we divide the denominator and denominator with D, so we have CU over D plus D over D over CU over D plus R over D. What are the ratios? The first ratio, CU over D, is CR, is the ratio of cash to demand deposit in payments. For example, when you have money, you may hold one part of your money in form of cash and the other part in the bank. So the cash ratio won't be 1. Double R is the actual reserve ratio, is R over D. And we have the reserve ratio in this slide already. So now we can rewrite this ratio as CU over D is CR. D over D is 1. CU over D, is CR. And R over D is double R. So now we have MM is CR plus 1 over CR plus double R. And we can see that the reserve ratio always lower than 100%. So it means that the denominator is smaller than denominator. And so the MM is always higher than 1. So if MM is higher than 1, B times a coefficient higher than 1 makes MS higher than B. And so it means that from the money base, the money stock is multiplied many times. And finally, we have money stock is many times higher than the money base. This is called money creation. And MM is called money multiplier. So now we have the conclusion for money creation. So how and in what case this amount of money won't change? It depends on the controls of money supply. The money supply won't be controlled by the central bank. And there are 3 operations to control the money supply. The first operation is open market operation. It means that the central bank may sell or purchase government bond. And when they sell or purchase government bond, they will issue more money or they will withdraw money from the public. So it will lead to the change in money base. And finally, the change in money stock. The second operation is reserve requirement. When we change reserve requirement, so the reserve ratio by the bank won't change. It will lead to the change in money multiplier and finally lead to the change in money supply. So this is the second operation to control money supply. And third, discount rate. is the interest rate on the loan that central bank makes to commercial bank. So if the discount rate is lower, commercial bank will borrow more from the central bank. And it means that central bank will issue more money in the economy and lead to the increase in money stock. So now please have a practice. When the central bank increase the money supply or reduce the money supply, it is called expansionary monetary policy or contractionary monetary policy. And the question is, how to increase money supply using the three tools of money supply control. And the similar question is, how to reduce the money supply, or it's also called contractionary monetary policy, using the three tools to control money supply. The answer for this question is in the next slide. So now we can see that money supply will only change when there is a policy. There is a monetary policy. It's independent from the interest rate. The interest rate may be higher or lower, but if the monetary policy is unchanged, so the money supply is also be unchanged. And in the markets, we have the relation in the two axes, the relation between nominal interest rate and the quantity of money. And so because money supply is unchanged or independent from the interest rate, so the money supply will be vertical in the graph. This is the supply in the money market. Another force in the market is money demand. Money demand is the amount of money held by public. And there are three motivations for money demand. People hold money for three reasons. The first reason is to hold money for exchange. Second, we hold money for precaution. And third, we hold money for speculation. So from this reason, we always need to hold money. And now we go to the function for money supply. Money supply is a function of aggregate expenditure. It means that when we have high expenditure, we need more money. When we have low expenditure, we will need lower or fewer money. Second, money supply is the function of price. If the price of goods and services is higher, we need more money to buy the same goods and services. And if the price is lower, we need lower demand for money. And the last determinant of money demand is interest rate. When interest rate is higher, so we would rather save but not expenditure. So money demand will be lower. And here we can see a minus sign. It means the negative relation between interest rate and money demand. So now we go to the conclusion for money demand is that if the interest rate is higher, money demand is lower. And if interest rate is lower, So money demand is higher. The money demand curve will be downward sloping like this. But the money supply is vertical. And the interaction between money supply and money demand will give you the interest rate at the equilibrium. So in another diagram, we explain the relation between money and the value of money. The value of money is the reciprocal value of the price. If the price of good is higher, so the value of money is lower, and vice versa. If the price of goods is lower, so the value of money is higher. And because money supply depends on monetary policy, so the money supply curve is always be vertical like this. What about money demand? In this equation, we can see that if the price is higher, so we need more money. It means that the value of money is lower, we need more money. And so the money demand is also be downward sloping, and it shows the negative relation between value of money and money demand. And now, the interaction between money supply and money demand also give you the equilibrium in the market. And if there is something change to the money supply or the money demand, so the equilibrium also change. As a result, the value of money change. So now, apply either of the markets. In this market, we will see at the equilibrium to determine interest rate. And in this market, the equilibrium will give you the value of money. So the two diagrams are similar, but it will have different application. So now, for example, if the central bank issues more money, so money supply increase and shift to the right. And this will be the new equilibrium. At the new equilibrium, we won't have interest rate reduced and lower than the initial interest rate. With the second diagram, if the central bank issues more money, so the money supply shifts to the right and the new equilibrium is here. It means that the value of money reduced, and it also refers to the increase in the price. This is inflation. So now we can see that if the central bank issues more money, so there won't be inflation in the economy. This is the application of money supply and money demand. So this is the end of the part 1, lecture 3.